I don't match people's energy because when I was 13 years old, somebody saved me from getting my hair burnt. It's going to make sense in a second. So when I was 13 years old, there was this little girl that was new in school, in high school, first year. And she showed up. Nobody was talking to her for like a few days, and I felt bad. So I befriended her. And then a few months in, I didn't know that she didn't really like me. And she was gossiping about me to people that she was making friends with. And she was telling them she didn't like my face, she didn't like my attitude, she didn't like anything about me. What she didn't know, because I didn't share back then, is that my dad was doing drugs and alcohol and leaving us all hours of the night. My mom was alone. I had survived SA from a stranger. A lot of stuff had happened. And I wasn't doing too great. We also didn't have any money. And I would go to school, first year of school, and everybody had their lunches, and I would eat like little carrots and dip, and that's what I had. So malnourished, just not doing great. So I befriended this girl, and one day she shows up to school and she's like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Her and 3 girls started this anti-Tanya group. So it started with like 4 girls. And then the guys who liked her and the other girls who wanted to be her, I guess just everybody started getting into this anti-Tanya. And it started from just like intimidation to full-on bullying, like criticizing me every day, calling me names, trying to cut up my shoes, throwing my school bag in the toilet, pushing me down the stairs, beating me up. No matter what, my existence pissed people off. And this happened for almost the whole school year. And at the end of the school year, it was like a few months left. We were in music class, and the teacher's like, okay, we're going to pick who's getting the saxophone. Super special. They picked my name. I was really upset. I was like, no, I didn't want the attention on me because nobody talked to me in class. I had lunches in the library hidden in like the cubicles. So I get the saxophone, and about 10 minutes after that, I hear a scream of like, no! And I'm like, as I hear the no, I turn my face and I see a lighter right by my hair. And if that girl wouldn't have screamed, my hair would have been on fire. Then she says, if you guys don't like her, leave her alone. And I turned to see this girl, and she's just this person that stepped outside the herd. Because even though she was in the group and she didn't really like me, she knew that that wasn't okay. She was like, this is not right. And since that day, that has been my stance on life. That no matter what I believe in, who I like or don't like, there is no reason to criticize, to bully, and to take anything to another level. If somebody is literally hurting me and abusive, I need to set boundaries, hold them accountable. But I don't need to bully them back. I don't need to match that energy. If somebody is bothering my feelings and I just don't like their face, I don't like their energy, and I think maybe they're rude or they're mean, I just don't give them my energy. I don't give them my attention. Because matching someone's energy is basically self-projection. If I don't like someone and I'm calling them negative and I'm criticizing them, am I even better than the person that I'm criticizing? I'm probably worse. So I have, since that day, never been afraid to step outside the herd. And that's why on social media, I can be very unpopular sometimes. My videos about self-projection are not to criticize people. It's just to bring awareness. I'm showing you a mirror of saying, if you don't like someone and you start making videos and you start criticizing them and talking bad in comments and going after someone that you don't like, you are no better than the person that you are criticizing. You are absolving yourself of any wrongdoing and projecting them. You're like, oh, well, they're mean. I don't like their attitude, so I'm going to match it. And then we are giving the same consequence to people we simply don't like to actual Epstein people. Like, that is such a different, the Balenciaga thing. Like, people who are actually really doing things that are so messed up, they're not being held accountable because we're bunching them up with people we just, I don't like her face. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people that do like her face or his face or their face. And it's so crazy to me the amount of hate that people are throwing because they simply don't like someone. They think, oh, they have negative energy. News flash. If you think someone has negative energy and you are criticizing them, that is negative. You are projecting your negative energy onto them. And there's so many people that don't see it. And that's why I wrote a kid's book and an adult book about self-projection. Not to criticize, just to make people aware. Hold yourself accountable. For those of you who are going to be like, Tanya, why are you so triggered by this? You're the one that's triggered. Listen, yeah, I am a little triggered, a lot triggered, because I used to internalize it. When I got bullied when I was 13, and then again a few years later, and then again into my 20s, I internalized it. Everything that people were saying about me, I was taking it so personal, and I thought I was the worst human being of life. And do you know how hard it is to undo that? And only until I found the concept of self-projection, realizing that what other people feel about me has nothing to do with me. I have to work on being a kind human being. I have to work on compassion towards others. And I have to work on healthy boundaries. We are going to encounter a lot of people in our lives that we don't like, whether it's face-to-face or online. And if we don't like somebody, we just got to leave them alone. And instead of going on the attack and hurting other people, I am not afraid to step outside the herd and call out something that is not kind. I'm not afraid to do that. I know it's unpopular, and I risk getting bullied, because that little 13-year-old, guess what? She got bullied because she stood up and she said to stop burning my hair. She told them to stop, and then they started bullying her. And I know that's what I'm getting online. I'm getting bullied because I'm just trying to hold people accountable for their feelings, their emotions, and their reactions. Because what you do is a reflection of you, but what I do is a reflection of me.